Wolverine is the best there is at what he does, and what he does is kill tanks. Wolverine is a Vanguard Slayer duelist, and it's his role in the game to take out the enemy Vanguards. When played effectively, the enemy tanks are going to feel like there's nothing that they can do. They're constantly being repositioned and melted down before their healers can top them off. The threat of an enemy Wolverine is extremely high when he's played well, and practically non-existent if not. This is because almost every attack that he does is percentage of health based. When he's doing his abilities on a 250 HP target, he's barely doing anything at all, and it's really easy for the healers to top off those targets. When he's attacking someone with a much larger health pool, the amount of damage he's dishing out is oppressive, and you're gonna find your targets melting before your eyes. The only time you should be attacking something that doesn't have a tank's worth of health is if there's nothing else to attack in the immediate area. You definitely need to be careful on Wolverine because he loses to brawlers hard. Almost every brawler is going to completely outdamage him and take him out in a 1v1 no problem. Wolverine's basic attack is Savage Claw. This is a 4-swipe melee combo with his claws. Every hit of Savage Claw is going to build up his passive Berserker Rage. You can see the reticle in the center of his screen, and it's going to build up small amounts every time he makes an attack. This will also be indicated by his claws glowing brighter and brighter as the metal heats up. When the energy bar reaches 100, he enters into his rage. He gains an increased attack speed, and his attacks do a larger percent of the target's HP per hit, killing pretty much any target in a total of 12 slashes, even Groot, one of the highest HP tanks. Wolverine's right click is Vicious Rampage, and you'll do a quick dash forward before clawing in front of him. The amount of damage from this attack is very minor, and it should definitely only be used as an engage or mobility option. It can get you up to higher locations and has a surprising distance that it actually goes, despite not really feeling it. You can use it to animation cancel the end of your 4-claw strike, and then immediately begin a new 4-claw strike quite a bit faster. This is your highest damage output combo without your shift ability. Shift is Feral Leap. He'll lunge himself forward, and any targets that he encounters will come along with him. At the end of the Feral Leap, his basic attack becomes an absolute shred of claw strikes. The speed and ferocity of this will build up his rage meter to 100% really quickly, and he'll completely shred targets. It's highly recommended to try and get your rage meter up to 100 before initiating the leap. Wasting the increased attack speed from your leap still trying to build up your rage meter is going to be highly detrimental to your damage output. Special trick to the leap is that you can control the movement of it mid-air, which means you're going to be able to grab onto a target and then quickly move them into a surprising angle. When grabbing onto a target from the front, if you're really quick about it, you can take the leap and turn them all the way around into your team, and get them a small distance towards your teammates. Or you can slam them down on top of the other Vanguard and shred both Vanguards at the same time with your enhanced attack speed. It's usually going to be more beneficial if possible to quickly get past the target, turn around, and leap them into your team, because instead of only going 5 meters, you're going to be able to carry the target almost 12 meters into your team. Now their healers are going to have to move up significantly to try and keep their targets alive, putting them at more risk. Wolverine is a patient character, waiting around out of line of sight until targets are in the ideal position and then building up your rage quickly and dragging the target out before assassinating them. If you get into a hairy situation, Regenerative Healing Factor is his secondary passive. When he gets knocked to 0 HP, he's going to get a buffer of bonus health. Then after a delay, the remaining bonus health is going to turn into regular health. This can allow you to get out of a situation that should have killed you. It goes on a very long cooldown once it's activated, but the cooldown reduces every time you get a kill or an assist. Wolverine does have a bit of mitigation. With Undying Animal, his E ability, he gains reduced damage taken. Popping this as you go in for a dive is going to keep you alive and reduce the amount of incoming damage significantly. You can also pop this after your passive is popped as you're escaping to try and make sure that you actually get out and get the benefit of that healed up bonus health. With this active, it's very hard for any single character to take Wolverine down. The amount of damage reduction is significant, and then his passive giving him all that extra bonus health means he comes in at quite a bit more than the 300 health that it seems like he has. Wolverine's ultimate, Last Stand, knocks all targets up in front of him and then gives him a large red indicator. Upon clicking, he'll launch towards that indicator, dragging all targets with him and slamming them down on the ground for some massive damage. Don't panic if you miss any targets with the initial claw up into the air, just aim the big red reticle at any targets that you want to fight, and you're going to be able to land on those targets and deal some big damage to them. If you can initiate this combo onto a target, launch them backwards, and then shift into them again, launching them further, you can take them a good 50 meters away from their teammates. Be quick about deciding where you're going to slam down after knocking targets up in the air because they're not CC'd during the knockup, and they can freely move. They can easily get out of the range of your attack, and you're just going to whiff it. Wolverine has a team up with the Hulk. The Hulk's able to activate this team up, picking Wolverine up, and he's able to throw Wolverine at his opponents. This actually helps Wolverine out a lot because the character struggles with engage, and his main engage tool is also the tool that he needs to use to get targets isolated away from their friends. The toss from the Hulk immediately activates your berserking slashes as if you'd used your Feral Leap ability. Make sure to use Undying Animal once you've landed, because you're going to take a lot of focus having just been thrown into the enemy team. And when you need to, use your shift and right click abilities to drag a target away and shred them out of line of sight. Playing as Wolverine, really take your time and plan out your attacks. Don't just jump in every opportunity you have that you could possibly deal some damage, because your damage is going to mostly be wasted against those low health targets. Don't be afraid to just hang out with your tanks and swipe out of the enemy vanguards, building up that rage meter and wasting your damage as the healers are easily able to heal off what you're doing. Once your damage meter is full up, you can quickly right click past the tanks, turn around and shift them backwards into your team, shredding them with your full built up meter. Unlike a lot of other duelists, Wolverine doesn't tend to end games with a high scoreline. The fact that he's mostly just good at taking out the enemy tanks, or taking a bunch of distraction upon himself with his massive healing and good mobility, sometimes Wolverine players have just spent the time distracting the enemy team, making their tanks feel unsafe, and making the entire team back off. So you shouldn't always focus too hard on a Wolverine's scoreline. If you're dying as Wolverine, you've made some pretty big mistakes. He has a lot of mitigation and survival tactics, as well as some significant movement ability. If you find yourself regularly on the pavement as a character, you need to take a step back and rethink what you're doing. You don't need to go in for every fight you see, and you should plan out the fights, taking ones that you know you're going to win. Don't try to 2v1 enemy duelists or a duelist and a strategist. They are going to be able to defeat you because you're not doing enough percentage of their health per attack to quickly kill a target. I hope with this guide you find yourself doing a lot better as Wolverine, and you're not finding him to be the worst character in the game like a lot of players thought that he was. In the next video, we're going to talk about another X-Men character that has not been played particularly well. That's right, we're looking at Storm, the Weather Witch. Storm is ranked at the bottom of nearly every tier list, and we're going to talk about why a lot of players are playing her absolutely wrong. Sazaze.